What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have with me the wonderful Vikki Gilmore.
Hi.
If you don't know, she recently released her EP named Where You're From. Go check it out, iTunes, Spotify, definitely worth checking out. We have a bunch of questions for Vikki today that I came up with. I'm gonna ask them and see how she came up to create the EP. First question is, who in specific inspired your music passion or made you want to go into music?
I actually never wanted to go into music. When I was a kid, my voice sounded like Mickey Mouse, dying Mickey Mouse. And and my family didn't know how to say it gently. Like, they were really nice about it, never mean, but it was like we'd be on car road trips and it would just be like, let's give her a game so she'll stop singing. But they were really nice about it. Eventually I realized it, and then when I was in high school we had this cabaret type talent show thing, and my friend was like, oh, you should do it, and I was like, yeah, I'll try it. No one, I don't know, let's see how it goes. It was good, it was okay. I mean, people didn't hate it, so cool. that's a good thing. And then after that, my mom was like, you should pursue this. She was very enthusiastic about it, and I was like, why not? Let's see where it goes. So who inspired me to do it? Well, around that time when I started, I was really listening to like Ed Sheeran and people like that. Okay. And then from there I started learning about other artists, so older folk music, where it kind of came from. Joni Mitchell, Simon and Garfunkel, people of those types, so very folky. So from there I got inspired from that, and then this EP in particular, it was kind of everything. I don't know, I wanted to tell the story of that whole, where I started from the bottom, now we're here, but I couldn't take that because Drake already released that, so.
Damn it, Drake. That's so interesting though, like at the beginning you're like dying Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that though.
I don't know, maybe it was puberty, I guess.
I have no
idea. No, practice, that's what it is.
That's interesting. That's
you don't need to be born with something to be good at it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to inspire people.
Quote of the century.
I don't know.
Right here, she said it first. So next question, what genre would your EP be classified as? And would you want it to be this specific genre for like the rest of your music career? Would you switch it up?
I don't know. I mean, when I made the EP, I was set on the fact that it was singer-songwriter. Okay, so it's just like me and my acoustic guitar, and that's what it was. But some people don't even say that that's a genre, so from there I had to find another thing. And so other people were saying, well, I guess it's folk, or maybe it's just acoustic. So it's kind of all in that stream. It's not really, you know, particular, but it's around that genre, kind of. But as for what I want to do to continue, I obviously want to try as many genres and streams that I can, because I think that really helps you develop as an artist, is if you're able to try different things. I've always wanted to figure out how to make like upbeat music. My music is very like mellow, and I like that about it, but I also wanted to try, I don't know, so we'll see that, we'll see.
Because when I listened to the EP, it kind of reminded me of like Lennon Grammar. I told you about this, the first Hunger Games album. I was like, it's like the songs came straight out of there.
Some of those songs were, I don't know, I love that album. So.
It was a
the first soundtrack was so good. It was around that time that I started music too, so.
Really?
I guess my inspiration came from that too, but I didn't really want to admit to it.
That's interesting, that's cool. Okay, so a little pop references this time. I hear you've been recognized by the Azalea?
Yeah.
Please do elaborate.
Well, I started my music career by doing YouTube covers online. I just got a guitar, and so I was like, oh, let me see if I could do covers of music. And so I did an acoustic cover of Fancy by Azalea, and I was really skeptical about posting it because obviously it's completely different, and I sent it to her through a Facebook message. I wasn't expecting her to open it, obviously, and then I was in class one day and I see notification, and she sent me a message back, and she's like, love it, XO. And then I was like,
no way.
I was like, what? This is a joke. I thought it was like a fan page or something, and it was a joke or something. And then I see on her YouTube channel, she had commented on my video saying hashtag fancy or something, and then she like put it in a playlist of her favorite covers, and I was just like, it was a really good
that's amazing.
It was a really good day. Cool. I couldn't focus in class. I was just kind of like squirming in my seat. I was like, everyone's like, what's going on? I'm like,
Did you get like any like followers and stuff off of it?
I got a couple of thousand views, which was really exciting on the video. I got some hate too.
Really?
Yeah, I got some hate on the video because
the internet needs
different.
to chill. You guys need to chill. Watch me get hit on this too.
I don't know. I had a few haters, but the best part was when I'd have somebody hating on the video, and then I'd get an answer back from someone that would defend me.
Oh, that
and
is
I had
awesome.
no idea who they were, and I was like, this is the best feeling ever. It's so much better. I don't know. That was a good feeling.
That's cool. That's really cool, actually. That's cool.
Yes, that was that.
So the title of your EP, Where You're From. So being the title, it must have some significant story or meaning to you.
Well, I keep saying the same thing, and I don't really know how to express it. I mean, I really wanted this EP to sort of be like a story of my experiences in Montreal, and especially like, 18 now? I'm not even 20, but like, it was sort of like the story of my teenage years.
Okay.
I don't know, my music is sort of like a diary. I write down, maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be things that have happened to me, it could have been things that happened to my friends, things I was inspired by, but it's just like a journal of everything that's happened in the past few years. And so Where You're From, one of the songs is called Where You're From, and I wrote it on my way to my grandma's house, which is in the North Shore, and it's a really long car ride, so it's pretty far. So that.
So you wrote it on your way there.
Yeah, and so
that's interesting.
I was writing it about where you're from, so going to my grandma's every year, but really about thinking about my reflections of Montreal.
Because you said like where you're going has nothing to do with where you're from. So it's like wherever you are in the world, you shouldn't forget.
Yeah.
Like your values, your culture, like is that?
I mean, it's part of it. It goes both ways for that song. It's partly where you're going. You should never forget where you're from, but also where you're going in life. You shouldn't be held back by where you're from.
Oh, that's
You
interesting.
should remember it, but you should also not be held back and be able to pursue your dreams and things that you want in life.
Oh, that's really interesting. So, what songs from your EP are like most significant to you?
Oh God, they're all pretty significant in their own sense. I mean, the one that stands out the most to me is My Song, which is called My Song. I don't know, I wrote it one night, it was late at night, and the next day I was like, you know, the EP was already done, everything was pretty much finished, and I was like, I just wrote it and I was like, should I wait for the next EP or the next project or whatever I do, or should I just do it? And so I called the producer at the studio and I was like, I need to do it. He was like, you should go for it.
That's awesome.
And so we recorded it a few days later, I think it was, and I don't know, that one just kind of sticks out to me. It seems to be the one that people like the most.
Okay, so what are your plans like for the future now? Like debut album?
I don't know. I'm hoping, because right now I'm unsigned, so I'm trying to learn how the music industry works by myself, getting connections, meeting people, doing a lot of live shows too, because a lot of it is trial and error, and I think if I would have just jumped into doing live shows or just jumped into a career without ever having done live shows that are like in cafes and restaurants and stuff, I think that really, really gives you a feel of how to communicate with a crowd through your music. I want to keep going, obviously. I want to keep pursuing this, and I want to see where it takes me. And this was just about a person. Most people are fighting their own demons, and then some people